Formula One, the pinnacle of motorsport. With a global audience and drama to match, all the attention is now on race circuits around the world, waiting for the start of the fastest show on Earth. Last year's regulation changes saw closer on-track battles. Anyone expecting a smooth ride from the 2023 season is in for a shock. With a shake-up in the paddock resulting in the signing of several new team principals, F1 is primed and ready to light up the world stage. Team principals will already be talking tactics, boosting the confidence of their drivers and ensuring their pit crews make those box times as tight as possible. With a new era of racing now well underway, more teams than ever will be vying for points, podiums, and a chance at the championship. This is Formula One. Red Bull took the F1 world by storm in 2022, defending their Drivers' Championship title and bringing home the Constructors' Championship for the first time since 2013. The new season will see the continuation of Dream Team, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. They're flying high on the back of their success, but they can't afford to rest on their laurels if they want to dominate 2023 in the way they did last year. On paper, Ferrari had a stellar season in 2022, taking home second place in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. But some high-profile errors marred their year, and second place felt like a poor consolation prize to what really could have been. Returning in 2023 with drivers Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz and a new team principal at the helm, they need to fix those past mistakes to be in with a chance of claiming that top spot. 2022 was a tough year for Mercedes. Taking home third in the Constructors' Championship, they broke their 8-year winning streak, and although they eventually made up for an early slow start, it was too little, too late. The team returned this season once again with the all-British driver pairing of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell, and they'll be aiming to claim back the crown. They've done it before, and they know exactly what it's going to take to do it again. In Alpine's debut 2021 season, they finished 5th in the championship, and in their 2022 run, they claimed 4th. But will the loss of veteran driver Fernando Alonso stall their entry into the top 3 this season? Or will Esteban Ocon, alongside fellow countryman Pierre Gasly, a new transfer to the team, be the fuel they need to break through? Only time and racing excellence will tell. A frustrating finish last season for McLaren, who ended 5th in the Constructors' Championship, down a place from the year before. They return for 2023 with Lando Norris, the only driver outside the top 3 teams to earn a podium in 2022, and the highly sought-after rookie Oscar Piastri. With this ambitious lineup behind the wheel, McLaren are set to fight their way back up the grid this season. Alfa Romeo showed off their fighting spirit in 2022, battling their way to 6th in the Constructors' Championship, with an all-new driver pairing of Valtteri Bottas and Zhou Guanyu. The pair have proven they've got what it takes, and in 2023, they'll be returning to the track and looking to push their way back up the grid. The Hinwil team begin the new season expecting to face tough competition from those battling it out in a very tight midfield. Aston Martin ended the 2022 season in 7th place, although 6th was almost within their grasp. Alongside significant investment and state-of-the-art facilities, this year could be their chance to shine. They've traded one multiple championship-winning driver for another by signing Fernando Alonso after Sebastian Vettel's retirement. And with Lance Stroll rounding out their lineup, Aston Martin are primed to push their way up the standings. Haas finished last season 8th in the Constructors' Championship, an improvement over past years, but still far from desired. With Nico Hülkenberg returning to F1 to join the team, as well as Kevin Magnussen continuing in his seat, Haas have opted for a more experienced driver pairing on the grid in 2023. With the team's trademark perseverance, they'll be eager to convert that experience and passion into valuable points. It was a disappointing end to the 2022 season for AlphaTauri, leaving them in 9th, their lowest finish since taking on the new name. But they can't afford to dwell on disaster if they're going to battle their way back up the standings. Now with the signing of Nick de Vries alongside returning driver Yuki Tsunoda, it's time for AlphaTauri to shake off last year's troubles and prove they've got what it takes. 10th in the Constructors' Championship is not where Williams would have chosen to end 2022, but that won't stop them fighting. Debutant Logan Sargent joins for the new season after a stellar F2 performance, driving alongside his more experienced teammate Alex Albon. With the right leadership, the team is set to come out swinging in 2023. Tenth in the Constructors' Championship is not where Red
You must be our new team principal. It's so great to meet you. I'm Audrey, one of the team engineers. I'm happy to show you around. Let's be honest. Here at Red Bull, we're on a winning streak and we're not prepared to give it up. I hope you've got impressive stamina because we're forging on ahead this season with more determination than ever. In this area, you have a centralized view of what a team principal needs to keep track of. The board sets season objectives for the team to achieve. Reaching them will help keep confidence high, so be sure to familiarize yourself with what's expected. You'll want to keep an eye on the long-term objective for beyond this season as well. You'll always be able to see what the team's next race is from here, and how long you have left to prepare. Our next Grand Prix will be the first of the season. As it's your first day though, there's nothing urgent for you to address. Feel free to explore more, or you can select continue and sign off for the day. Once you do, time will pass, but don't worry about missing anything. You'll automatically sign back in if an important event comes up. Here's your... Each car part we design will impact different areas of a car's performance, but certain parts will have a greater impact than others. Focus on parts that improve weaknesses or will be good for upcoming races. Testing is also an important step in designing a new car part. Testing can be done through use of our wind tunnel or by using computational fluid dynamics, CFD as we call it. Your head of aerodynamics will email you a reminder when testing periods change. You can direct the engineering team to focus on specific areas of performance. F1 car parts are complex, and sometimes you'll have to sacrifice performance in one area to achieve gains in another. Aerodynamic car parts each weigh extra, and together will add weight to the car build. This will contribute to a reduction in certain areas of a car's performance. Designing aero parts with higher durability will increase condition life of a part, but any durability improvements will come with the payoff of extra weight. Lighter car parts will last for fewer races, making them more expensive on average. For each design project, you also need to decide how many engineers you want working on it and what engineering approach they should take. Bear in mind, these decisions will have an impact on the duration and the cost of each project. Improving our cars is a constant process if we want to stay competitive against our rivals. New car parts are initially designed in-house by the team. They can then be manufactured and installed on either car. You can take a look at sponsorship performance targets here. Here we've got the performance targets for this coming weekend. If we meet these targets, we'll gain extra revenue. If we don't meet the target, it won't cost the team anything. Let's introduce you to the team drivers. They're under contract with us for the season, and their professional development and race performance will make or break us as a team. Each driver has their own strengths, as well as areas to improve. These statistics will all affect different aspects of their driving ability. Any driver who participates in a race weekend is going to gain more experience and improve over time. You'll want to keep an eye on drivers' morale as the season progresses. The higher a driver's morale, the higher their performance for the team. A driver's morale will also affect their confidence on the track. Each race driver has an assigned race engineer who will communicate to the driver when they're in the cockpit. A driver and race engineer pairing with a higher affinity will work better together, especially important during a high-pressure race weekend. To ensure your team is developing as desired, you can set up a targeted development plan for any of your drivers. If you want to direct your staff to focus on specific areas of their development, you can do so here. The pit crew are a vital part of our team. Their reliability and speed can make a big difference to a race outcome. When they're back at HQ in between races, the pit crew can train to improve in different areas. The pit crew development plan will focus on a balanced training approach, but you can give them further instruction and focus on a specific area. The pit crew are always so busy training. You can access the team's training schedule through the calendar, and from there customize the current plan right down to a daily breakdown. Just bear in mind that as the pit crew's job, and therefore training, is very physical, they can become fatigued and as a result more prone to making mistakes. Remember, the constructor with the highest number of fastest pit stops will win the DHL Fastest Pit Stop Award at the end of the year. Once you're happy with the pit crew training schedule, make sure to confirm it. It's not just the fastest car that makes a team the best in F1. It's the people doing the hard work behind the scenes. Manage your staff from here, from department heads to your pit crew, and keep up to date on their performance. Check here to see what your sporting director has planned for the pit crew. You can also come up with a detailed development plan of your own for them. After all, the pit crew are the ones who can save valuable seconds for our drivers.
Welcome to Sakir. Doesn't it feel good to be back? The beginning of a brand new Formula One season. Every team, every driver, whether rookies or champions, all start here on zero, ahead of another year's battle for glory. The Bahrain International Circuit is a challenging track, and the cars routinely have to brake from high gear to low to take the narrow turns. With the need for downhill braking, the risk of locking up is one drivers will need to manage. It's all about focus and balance to get victory here. Williams are taking a gamble this weekend on a new driver, but you have to ask, will it pay off? Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Welcome to your first race weekend with the team. A normal race weekend starts with 3 practice sessions, a knockout qualifying session, and then the race itself. Later in the season, we'll encounter some different formats, such as a sprint weekend. Once you're ready, we can move on. Over here is our race preparation area. This is where you can make any changes you need ahead of the upcoming practice session. The team will put together a run plan for the session, but you can review and make changes to it. Bear in mind that tyre usage during practice will impact what tyres will be available for qualifying and the race. Feel free to look at the run plan and the different options available. Then we can move on when you're ready. During race weekends, you can decide whether you want to manage the practice sessions yourself or whether to hand over control to your team. As it's your first race weekend, you should let the team handle the practice sessions. To help maximise our drivers' performance, the team and you on future weekends will have them work on 3 goals during practice: track acclimatisation, car parts knowledge, and car setup. Having your drivers progress towards these 3 goals will improve their preparation level, which will then affect their confidence across the whole race weekend. Whenever you manage practice yourself, use the time to experiment with the balance of the car, and make sure you give the drivers long enough on track to feed back on their car setup.
Let's hope the teams took full advantage of practice. It's time for qualifying.
Bahrain's track is dusty and abrasive, and even under the floodlights, qualifying is tough on soft tyres. Teams will need to use their tyre allocations wisely.
Now, Karun, how do you think Zhou Guan Yu will be as he heads into this session?
They weren't as quick as I expected them to be in practice. They'll want to land better lap times than that today to earn a solid position on the starting grid.
So don't go anywhere, folks. It's nearly time for qualifying.
Right, time for qualifying. Our results here will determine where we start on the grid for Sunday's race. Qualifying takes place over 3 knockout rounds, and only the fastest drivers will advance each time. Same as practice, the team can handle qualifying for you if you like. Let's get you hands-on for this round now. just to make sure you're feeling confident before race day kicks off. Our drivers need to be setting their fastest possible lap times so we can advance to the next period of qualifying. The slowest 5 cars will be sitting the rest of qualifying out. Right then, let's get a car out on the track for its first run and see how it goes.
Radio check. Hear me?
Loud and clear, Max. So focus on warming the tyres.
Okay. Radio check.
Yep, likewise.
I know everything happens so fast over a race weekend, but if you need to catch your breath, you can pause for as long as you like. Of course, if things aren't moving fast enough for you, you can speed things up instead. The map view here gives you a good overview of the whole track and all the cars. Each car is also fitted with a number of onboard cameras, so you can view the race from different vantage points. Remember, you're managing 2 drivers throughout the session, so make sure to keep an eye on both of them. You can even watch from the driver's visor cam, which will really get you up close and personal with all the race action. A driver's confidence level can be impacted throughout a race weekend, both negatively and positively by on-track events. You can keep an eye on each driver's confidence level here. A driver with higher confidence will have an increased performance and a lower risk of on-track incidents. A driver with lower confidence will see a decrease in performance and have a higher risk of on-track incidents happening. Great! That's our first flying lap in the bank. Keep an eye on the stand-ins throughout the session to make sure we stay out of the elimination zone. When your flying laps are finished, the driver will automatically return to the garage.
Just keep your dash negative. Keep your dash negative. Okay, cool the tyres and we will box this lap. Box this lap.
Yeah.
Our driver has returned to the garage. You need to reconfigure the car before we can send them back out. Let's go and take a look. Here you can see all the available tyre compounds for the weekend. You need to use at least 2 different compounds during a dry race.
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
We're through to Q2. Great work. In Q2, the fastest 15 cars from Q1 battle it out for only 10 places in Q3. Now let's push even harder for a place in Q3.
Keep your dash negative, dash negative.
Stay negative on your delta, negative on your delta. We're boxing at the end of this lap.
Copy, mate.
Currently has put you P1.
You're currently P2. Okay, nice lap. We'll box at the end of this lap.
Copy, mate.
There's a yellow flag now.
Yeah, what a mistake, eh?
Currently P2.
That's put you P1. We'll box at the end of this lap.
Yeah, copy.
You're currently P1.
Okay, that's currently put you P1.
Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
Bahrain has seen some of the most dramatic races in F1, like Sergio Perez's incredible 2020 victory, surging ahead from being last on the opening lap.
Now, Karun, based on what we've seen of Max Verstappen this weekend, how do you think he's going to be feeling today?
I think it's really great to see them performing at this level, well above what we'd expected. They must be feeling good.
And there's going to be a lot for the teams to handle. So will the drivers and their cars be able to deal with the pressure here in Bahrain?
A single set of tyres will wear down completely before the end of the race. So we're going to need to make at least one pit stop per driver to change tyres at some point. Don't forget, each pit stop taken will add time to that lap. So we need to think carefully about when to pit and why. You should consider setting a tyre strategy for each driver ahead of the race. We need to make sure we have a good plan for when we want the cars to pit.
Here in Sakir, the floodlights are on, and it's nearly time for 57 laps around the Bahrain International Circuit. And we certainly know what Max Verstappen is capable of.
They start in P1, but will they be able to stay there? The first corner could be so crucial.
And it'll be exciting to see just what will happen here today. Here we go with the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
You can advise your drivers on their tyre management throughout the race from here. Direct your driver's fuel management here. The live fuel data will show you if either car has spare fuel to use. Make sure you're directing your drivers to use their energy recovery system from here. If you want to review or adjust your race strategy, you can use Strategy View to do so. For a deeper understanding of how the race is playing out, it pays to keep an eye on the data view.
okay, Max?
Yeah, yeah, all okay.
Check out how are the tyres.
Vibrations are increasing.
Understood.
Don't forget that even if you have a strategy already set, you'll still need to let the driver know when to pit. Here you can see all the tyre compounds available this weekend. When making any changes, just be sure you're considering both the condition and the compound of the selected tyre. If needed, you can also use a pit stop to replace the front wing. During the race, achieving a quick pit stop time is vital if your driver is to maintain their position on the track. Time things well, and they might even gain a place or two. However, mistakes can happen, resulting in some stops taking longer than anticipated.
We are pitting.
Yeah, copy. Box.
Thoughts on tyres, Max?
What a joke, mate. I can't even see that going, so much vibration.
Okay, understood. Box, pit confirm please, Max.
Okay.
It's all going to be clear at pit out.
What the is this?
All okay, Max?
Yeah, all okay. Just keep checking the car.
Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is today's winner.
Okay, checkered flag. Okay, P7. Mate, got it for you.
Yeah, what a race.
Okay, that's the checkered flag.
Max will be very unhappy after that race, I'm sure.
Well, I think most people expected them to really deliver here, but it's a disappointing finish outside the points.
Out and onto the podium steps Charles Leclerc, the driver from Monaco, really deserving of that top 3 spot.
That gives them their first win of the season, and it was really well deserved.
And we've certainly kicked things off in style, here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Now, Karun, if we were to focus on the Red Bull team for a minute, how do you think they'll be feeling after that race?
They'll be disappointed. Neither driver really shone here, it has to be said, and there's quite a bit of work to be done, but they'll be well aware of that.
And that is about that for this weekend's action here in Bahrain.
The teams now look ahead to the next round, where they'll duel it out in the sand dunes of Saudi Arabia.